Welcome to the New Brunswick Board of Education meeting. I will read the opening announcement and we'll do the roll call. Adequate public notice of this meeting was provided by the Secretary of the Board on May 13, 2019 to the Home News Tribune and the Clerk of the City of New Brunswick. The time and location of this meeting and all meetings of this body are posted in City Hall, 78 Bayard Street, New Brunswick. Roll call, Mr. General.
Mr. Ortiz. Here. Mrs. Sadowski.
Here.
Mrs. Seawood. Ms. Sevilla.
Here.
Mrs. Shukaitis. Mr. Spencer. Here. Ms. Varela. Dr. Caldwell.
Here.
Mrs. Solis. We have a quorum.
Now it's time for the flag salute. Dr. Johnson.
Ready, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A reminder, the next regular monthly Board of Education meeting will be held on Tuesday, September 17, 2019, beginning at 7 p.m. at New Brunswick High School here in the auditorium. Can't believe school is about to start. Wow. Item number 3, the minutes. Is there a motion to accept the July 16th minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, Mr. General.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla. Mr. Spencer.
Yes.
Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Wonderful. The Facilities Committee report, number 4, Mr. Edward Spencer.
Yes, Mr. President, the Facility Committee did not meet this month. We'll report out next month.
Thank you. The, number 5, the Policy Committee report, Mr. Ortiz.
Yes, Mr. President. The Policy Committee did not meet this month. We will report next month.
Thank you. Item number 6, the Curriculum Committee report, Mr. Ortiz again.
Me? No? Really? Jennifer Seville.
Is that you, Jessica?
Athletic.
The committee didn't meet today.
They will meet.
They didn't meet this month.
Okay. The curriculum? Okay.
There's no reconciliation, right?
No reconciliation.
The Public Relations Committee report.
Curriculum.
Curriculum Committee report.
The Curriculum Committee did not meet for this month. We will report next month.
Okay. The Public Relations Committee report, Ms. Solis is under the weather while I'm here. Ms. Sadowski, did you want to say, share that article?
Oh, sure. There was an article in the Sunday Star Ledger, and I know it was on NewJersey.com also. And our phys ed teacher from Livingston School, Jennifer Olowski, is the Middlesex County Teacher of the Year. And she is now up for one of the 21 people that are nominated for State Teacher of the Year. So we wish her good luck, and let's hope she gets it. Thank you.
And that's a big, big deal. She's not here, but let's give her a round of applause. For all the wonderful teachers in the county that she was selected, it's pretty darn amazing, and to have a shot to be the best in the state, that's phenomenal. Now I'll call on Supervisor Ms. Scusa. Do you want to share an announcement or an arts announcement?
Yes, the New Brunswick High School was a recipient of the Hamilton Education Program Grant, which invites our entire junior class to attend a matinee of the Broadway show Hamilton for a small price, $10 per ticket. And we are going to provide a course sequence in our U.S. History 2 course, where students for 5 days will learn about the experiences in history that relate to the Broadway show Hamilton, and then our students will go on to the Broadway show. So it's an incredible opportunity and experience for our students. We're really proud.
Yet another big deal. I was looking, I think last year, to take a date to Hamilton. It was $1,000, so I didn't go. So $10 is a pretty good deal. Item number 8, the Educational Services Commission of New Jersey I serve as president of that group. I'm pleased to report that the commission is actually starting to do more things in Monmouth County, looking at having a presence in Monmouth County to really support students there the way that they support students here in the district and in Middlesex County. I will take, as vice president, I'll take the president's report. And I'd like Ms. Karen Cox to stand up. Karen Cox is at the United Methodist Church in New Brunswick, where I attend, and she and Sue Zarabinsky have taken a lead in developing a literacy program for our students. I think I announced that, where the students got, was it $40 gift certificates for the winners? $40. And that's for the middle school, and for the high school they did a design, a t-shirt design, a logo for the t-shirts. And so she had given me some thank you letters to the board and other things that we'll hand out. But we are honoring the teachers on September 8th at what time?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock at the Methodist Church in Brunswick, which is right by the Heldrich, the Heldrich Hotel, across from Crossroads, the old Crossroads Theater, now the New Brunswick Arts Center, which is amazing. But any teachers to really celebrate literacy and celebrate New Brunswick and really try to push it. It has nothing to do with religion. It's just really celebrating literacy in the district. And so any teachers, any of you, you're all welcome to come and just do a little ceremony kind of celebrating. And I think the church had done it for police and firefighters last year or the year before. So really trying to be Community Day to kind of celebrate that. So very, very exciting. So with that, item number 10, we have time for public comments. Are there any comments from the public? Yes, please state your name and address if you would.
Yes, good evening, Arnold Anderson, 18 Summers Lane, Skyway. Last month I looked at the Discovery, New Jersey. All right, now, last month I looked at the board minutes, and there was something about bonus. Dr. Aubrey Johnson receiving a bonus last month. And I just wanted to first find out what were the criteria for the bonus, for him receiving the bonus. Could somebody explain that to the public? What were the criteria for the bonus?
I believe we'll turn it to the attorney. It's a personnel item. George, you want to say something? Personnel.
Yeah, I mean, the superintendent outlines his goals, and, I'm sorry. Superintendent outlines his goals, and then the board evaluates whether or not he met them. There are various categories. I'm not prepared to report about it tonight, but maybe at the next meeting I will, because I'll have the documents.
Okay. So he was the only one who was eligible for this bonus? Or, who got it?
Dr. Johnson would like to say something.
Yes.
Yeah, just for clarity, all superintendents, in their contracts, there is something that's called merit goals. Since there was a cap on superintendent salaries, they actually instituted merit goals. So superintendents have the opportunity to create 5 goals, and whether or not they meet the goals, they actually earn compensation. So for last year, I had 5 goals. I met 3 of the 5 goals. One of the goals was, excuse me?
That's 60%.
60?
60, yeah. 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
So, and just for the public, there were 5 goals. The first was to reduce chronic absenteeism in the district. My previous year, our rate was about at 16%. My goal was to decrease it by at least 2 percentage points. We stayed flat at 16%, and there was no change. We did a lot of stuff in the district. Unfortunately, we're going to continue to work on that. We weren't successful there. The other was to increase the algebra scores throughout the district and proficiency. I wanted to at least shoot for a minimum of 3 percentage points. The previous year, it was at 21%.
Last year, we had a decrease down to 13%, so the algebra scores decreased about 9 percentage points, so I did not make that goal. We also have a pipeline of aspiring leaders in the district that we continue to develop to groom to be future leaders in the district. I've been doing that for a couple of years, and we feel very successful. Some of those aspiring leaders now have become administrators in the district for the past 3 years. A lot of meetings and grooming and mentoring, and I was able to meet my qualitative goal of, I believe, a minimum of 5 meetings, but we way exceeded that. The other was the Dra Scores, which is a measurement that we use to track students' reading proficiency and comprehension in our grades. My goal was to target the 3rd grade to increase by 6 percentage points throughout the year. We started the year at 18% beginning of the year. By the end of the year, the students were at 29%, so we achieved more, so I actually made that goal. It was 8 percentage points. The last goal was also to infuse technology throughout the district, really to put technology to use more effectively. I'm happy to say that we were able to do that through a lot of PT for our teachers throughout the district, but more so we're able to put Chromebooks that were Wi-Fi enabled for students that can take home, so they actually use it as a tool that they could bring to school and take home every year. So those are my 5 goals.
So the 2 goals that you didn't make were the algebra and what else? I'm sorry.
Chronic absenteeism.
Chronic absenteeism.
And I strategically make my goals tough for myself.
Yeah.
I don't make goals how many followers I have on Twitter or some of the little things. I like to really stick to what we're trying to do, what the board has charged me to do throughout the years, and I will continue to do that.
And those were stretch goals. And the fact that 60%, if 40% was not made is actually testament to how serious we take those goals. And so, I wasn't ready to talk about it if you wanted to talk about it. But that's, we're very proud of the goals that we helped to set for him and his accomplishments.
Well, so basically you're saying, well, there was at least one academic goal that you didn't make, which was the algebra. And the other one was, the other one was not academic.
Well, let me correct you, that is academic. I mean, every aspect of this is academic. Academic is not just in the classroom, the test scores. That's part of the mistake that people make, is that academic is the whole child.
True.
And as a former educator, that is important. It's the whole child.
True. Well, yeah, because it's true. Because I've been at a school where the school year started off with 31 students. At the end of the year, there were only 7 students in the class. So, and the results were abysmal. Okay. Another thing that switching subjects anyway. It was, the one issue that I had was that I think I was under the false impression that the schools had to show that they had improved. And I know that in any year in school, we have to teach the students that we have. I mean, from one year, you see, one of your goals was, I don't think necessarily that good, because from one year to the next, you have a different school student body. So for you to say, well, you expect 20% this year, and the crop that you're getting next year is weaker, it makes it, it makes your goal harder to make. So, I think that's one of the things that as educators we're often faced with. And I wouldn't want, you to be under the pressure where you say, well, every year you have to do this, or you're forcing principals to do better and they have let's say, a weaker student body. Anyway, the second point I wanted to talk about is how much are subs paid now in the district? And I'm talking about retired teachers. How much is subs paid in the district per day?
$100 a day.
That is a disgrace. That is a disgrace. Have you ever, now, Dr. Martin, you have a PhD in education. Most of the people who walk through these doors to teach the students have bachelor's, master's degrees, and sometimes PhDs. Now, I'm sure you've had a worker come into your house to do something. Tell me, can you have a worker come into your house, a laborer, and work 6 hours and you pay him $100? You tell me. I had a plumber come into my house, That guy wanted $360. You insult people. 25 years ago, when I used to, even though I was working, I think in New Jersey, 25 years ago, I would go substitute in New York City. And they were paying me $105 a year. 25 years ago. This is 25 years later, and we're still paying them $100. They should be compensated for at least $180 a year. Using the Uber model, when you pay people $100 a day, they cannot pay their insurance, they drive, by the time their paycheck comes back, they probably have about $70. Divided by 6, that means you pay them $12 an hour. That means that's like babysitting. We have to set an example and raise the per diem rate. It is a disgrace. 25 years ago, as I told you, I was making $100 just to be substitute. And I don't want you to say, well, some of these people come in here, they don't have degrees. Does a laborer come into your house have a degree? No. It's time. I think it's high time that we move up. If you go to New York City, the average substitute teacher walks in there, they're getting $195 a day. It's time that we do the right thing for these people. Uber model, they can't pay their insurance.
Thank you for your comments. We're at time.
Okay. All right.
Appreciate it. We would love more funding, so, I appreciate your comments.
So something to think about. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Can you state your name and address?
Good evening. My name is Yolanda. I live on 16 High Street near Brunswick. I'm here. We want to say thank you for the air conditioned Roosevelt on the third floor. A lot of parents happy and child too. I continue to talk about the problem. And we have we think a lot of things about the schools. I continue to work with the parents and children. Every month, I work with the community and I ask the child, how do you feel in your school? And the comments is not good for us. I think we need to continue better condition for child and for buildings too. I talk with the SDA how we do for the new buildings. The answer is very longer, but I think we can get a new buildings in the future. We can use 100 years more same buildings. It's very old, and really we need to better places for our child. My son, he's in Mexico, and he don't want to come back. I say, you need to come back for school. And he say, no, I want to study here. So he loves the better conditions for schools. And I feel sad for that. Because he's the first time he go to Mexico. And now he started to get free classes there, and he knows the difference, and he feel happy. So, and he can, and he know that happens in his school, so he don't want to come. And I have more stories about that, but I think we can do the difference. The parents work together with me, and the campaign is big and big. So, please, we need to do change. We need to change the buildings. I know the technology is up, but the buildings, the materials in school, how is? So, we need to continue to work. And the money is a problem, but we can fund it. New Brunswick have a lot of new buildings, a lot of new apartments, a lot of new office, and everything is up. And everybody forgot schools. No, it's not right. The best, and the first thing is childs. We need to better condition. We want to better community. We need to take care of childs. That's the way. We don't have another way. When we put interest in our child, of course, we have better community. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments.
You guys know how I feel about the substitute situation. That is just incredibly disruptive, and it seems, I didn't realize the reimbursement rate was still $100 a day. I was told that, well, it's a hard, everybody's having a hard time getting subs, it's not just in Brunswick. Yeah, but if you already know that there's a shortage and other districts are all competing for the same pool, it stands to reason that you have to be competitive with your reimbursement. And also, districts that have a hard time, consistently have a hard time covering their absentee staff will have teachers that are substitutes, professional teachers with degrees, certificates, and it's a job, and they get their benefits and everything else, because if we think it's important, that's what we would do. And I know money and everything, but I also had a question about some of this money in the budget. Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa for a total of $7 grand, coming out of curriculum, superintendent, general, and board of ed, TRJ.
You have a question?
Yeah, the question is, what was the nature of the expense at the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa? That $7,000 came out of curriculum, superintendent, general, and TRJ accounts to pay for it.
Rich, do you want to address?
Are you talking about on the agenda?
Page 4,
You're on the bills list.
detailed history, check
So-
register.
I believe that is the payment for the Board of Education and Administration to go down to the New Jersey School Board Association Conference in October for the hotel.
Okay, so that was approved through, like, how does that get approved?
We have a resolution, if I'm not mistaken, last month to approve the Board Administration to attend the conference.
And the state has limitations on that, districts throughout the state are part of it. And part of the conference, for those who don't know, is really an educational conference. We've brought back a lot of things that have saved us a lot more money than has been invested in the district to talk about best practices, ways to improve education, ways to save money. You know, other conferences, we've brought our arts program here and all sorts of things. So it's really a valuable education tool.
So this money is spent for the registration of the conference, for the rooms, for the food?
Rooms registration.
Rooms and registration. Okay. 7 subs. I can't help looking at it like that, knowing how many times that, you know, we're lacking subs in rooms and how incredibly disruptive it is to everybody. You know, when a teacher misses their prep because they're called to run up 3 flights of stairs and cover somebody's class walking in cold to another grade level, another subject for 40 minutes, and then have to run back downstairs. And guess what now isn't done? Their prep for their class. You know? Or 10 kids get dropped off in a room. Because there's nobody to cover their classroom, so they divide them up. 10, 10, 10. And everybody has to figure it out. And it's just incredibly disruptive. That's all it was.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak?
Hello, my name is Rosario Camacho. My address is 216 Ciudad Street, New Brunswick. I have one question. This agenda is the verification for Spanish.
Is it in Spanish?
Yeah, in Spanish. I have too much fathers that speak English. Okay. The question is the agenda. Is possible to print out in Spanish because the 90% of the students in schools is Latino, or the second language is Spanish. And the fathers, they have a complaint about when I say come to the meeting, and they say, why? I don't understand. And I think it's possible because there's a lot of programs and second language.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. That's a good point.
Thank you.
Are there any comments? Hearing none. I see Charlie. See Charlie Run. Run, Charlie. Good evening, Charlie.
Good evening, members of the board. Charles Cradville, New Brunswick today. See I missed one meeting, and then you've got a clock that's bigger than me counting down, or counting up tonight. But I do want to just confirm that the AC on the Roosevelt upgrade is going to be ready for the first day of school.
The job at this point is 99% complete. We're awaiting one piece that's literally the main breaker switch that should be arriving by today, tonight, or tomorrow. That should be installed this week, which will allow us to literally throw the switch and turn everything on. So it's done, basically.
Terrific news. Thank you for that. I did miss the last meeting. I know your meetings are at the same time as the Environmental Commission. I needed to be there. So I wanted to ask that you didn't by any chance take my suggestion and invest in a digital recorder to record the meeting.
No.
Okay. Just a constructive suggestion. They're available, consumer products, less than $40, and you can have a record of the meeting. I wanted to ask about the minutes then. In that case, you just approved the minutes. Would somebody be able to, give me a copy of those before you go into closed session?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll approach when you vote to do that.
No, I don't. Oh, wait. Let's go.
No, nobody has a copy? Okay.
Yeah, it's public. We'll get it to you.
Okay.
Hard copy.
Okay, I'll follow up. I want to ask then about Resolution N, the contract with Gingoli and and Son Incorporated and P-Tech, what exactly
Real
is
quick,
that?
I'm sorry, to answer that last question. After the minutes are approved, then I put them online the next day.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Terrific. I'll follow up. So the P-Tech Jingoli, it's an MOA. What exactly is this? Is money changing hands, or is this just a partnership?
Yes, Ginkoli is a partnership that we are embarking on with our P-Tech program. As you know, or if you don't know, our P-Tech program is a concept in which students are going to be able to actually take college courses for free for 2 years, as well as receive on-the-job coaching and mentoring to prepare them for the future. So Jingoli will be providing a lot of the soft skills that our students would need in terms of interviewing, in terms of mentoring, but also bringing in some type of curricular aspect that what they feel students need upon entering the workforce. So our job is to take a look at that and map backwards through the college and into the school. So they do have an engineering component, and on the agenda some other companies too. We do have CGI on the agenda. We actually just did the same with Dell. We did with Plygem, and I think there's another one I can't remember. Edwards Engineering, and all of these companies are really providing an avenue to connect with students at an earlier age. The concept stemmed from IBM, started in Brooklyn, New York, and it's all over the nation now. So the goal is really for us to attach industries to the school now. So we're really, really excited about that.
And I'd like to add, as you may know, I run this entrepreneurial institute at Fairleigh Dickinson University, working with entrepreneurs and manufacturers. There are so many jobs available to young people throughout the state, but especially from urban communities. And so often we make the mistake to think the goal of education in New Brunswick is to graduate from high school. The goal is to create productive citizens. And so the whole program, and have Jingoli and other companies helping to support us, develop the whole, as I said earlier, the whole student, so they can be productive citizens, they can live a rich and strong life. That's really why we're here. It's not just reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Thanks for the thorough answers. Resolution AI, some sort of conference travel. Do you know which 2 employees are going to make the trip?
Rich?
Yeah, myself and the Assistant Business Administrator, Javier Gomez-Blanco, will be going to that conference.
Okay. Moving on to AT. So this is the matter about the solar panels. And I, of course, came to your June meeting and had some questions about that. I was told that the matter would be discussed at the next meeting, the July meeting. Of course, I missed that, and the board didn't record the meeting. So can you tell me, was there a facilities committee update? Was this issue discussed at your last meeting, July 16th?
Yeah, that matter was settled. The projects are completed, and the lawsuit was averted, and we settled it to our satisfaction, and I'm quite sure to the contractor's satisfaction, and that's where it stands.
Right, so you're referring to this site, the high school, as well as the middle school and the central office. All 3 of those are done?
They're 95%, we're wrapping them up as we speak, some trenching and wiring is being done now. But most of the panels are up, the structure's up.
Okay, and I noticed at this building, when I park out front, there's some work that's been done, some new kind of stanchions or something there. I saw some drilling going on earlier in the year. Can you tell me what that is? I was expecting to see solar panels go up there.
You mean the posts out there?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be shaved down. We're still in the process of that project. Okay, that was bone of contention, and I think it's going to be resolved shortly.
So it'll be solar panels?
Excuse me? No.
Just light posts, or what are they?
No. They were going to be the solar panels. That's where discretion discussion came up and a discrepancy. Apparently, they were under the impression that that's where they would put the panels. They may have had some good cause to think that, but we retrenched and said no, and we relocated. So that was one of the bones of the dispute.
And so those are the ones that are the one that's up there when you're coming in.
Those pillars there were going to be foundations for panels.
Right, but instead they're in sort of the side of the building.
They're gone. Now we're trying to resolve how to get rid of the pillars.
Understood. Thank you for the explanation. I think this would be, worthy of the Facilities Committee meeting and updating us on these matters as they progress. And so, how about the resolution tonight, AT? What does this mean? It says potentially you're going to abandon the solar panel projects at Redshaw, Robeson, and Roosevelt. Is that the direction the board's going to move in and abandon these solar panel projects?
So that resolution is where the board had previously approved us to get RFPs to do more solar above and beyond the solar that we're already engaged in, which is doing carports at the Redshaw parking lot and on the roof of Roosevelt School and more on Paul Robeson Community School. We received 2 responses. One was really not complete, and so we are rejecting the 2 responses that we received, and we will go back and review all the specifications and decide whether we're going to revise those specifications and put it out to bid, or just put a hold or abandon the project and wait until a later date and then possibly combine it with some other things at that time.
Okay, and so your next meeting, I think, was September 17th?
17th.
Yeah, so will you have an update by then? Can we expect a Facilities Committee report that will include, future status of this project?
I would expect not at the September meeting that we wouldn't report about the status of this until several months. There's no plans right now to revise these and get this back out with other plans that we have.
Okay. And then I also have to ask about the matters involving criminal charges against employees of the district. I believe Mr. Colbert has parted ways with the district. He's no longer an employee.
It's a personnel matter we can't discuss.
Okay, well, he's pleaded guilty, and the prosecutor's court office, of course, said what they said about the school officials failing to notify, and I did want to give the superintendent of human resources a chance to respond to that allegation.
We already did that, Charlie. We said that we felt we were totally responsive. We had a disagreement with the prosecutor's office, and we still disagree with them.
Okay,
We think in our timetable, when we look back on everything we did, we think we did it all right. The prosecutor had a differing opinion, and we were at loggerheads, and we still are.
Okay.
Wish you luck in his new position.
And additionally, we need to ask for a comment on the other person that's been charged with, similar thing. David Holmes, Woodrow Wilson School. Is there any comment the board has on this matter? Any updates? He's suspended. I guess he's leaving. Has he resigned?
As you know, it's a personnel matter.
The criminal case is ongoing. We don't know all the discovery. Right now, it's our understanding none of this activity occurred in the school or on school property, but we're not certain yet because we're not privy to discovery. They won't give it to us, that's for sure. But eventually, we'll get there.
Okay. Thank you for answering the questions as best you could. Just want to close by saying that, some of the things that I'm hearing about are good. Teacher of the Year for the county coming out of New Brunswick is a great thing. And, I do just want to reiterate the point that if these meetings were taped and televised by the board, by the city, more people would learn about these things. It's nice that somebody did an article, and maybe New Brunswick Today tried to do an article on that too. But these meetings only get recorded if New Brunswick Today comes and records them and shares them with the public, which we try to do as best we can. But I don't see why we can't have the same level of transparency that smaller towns have and have had for a long time.
Well, Charlie, you've made your, thank you so much, appreciate it.
Right, I still got a little time, so I'm just hammering it home that this is a simple thing that the board can do. It's, you know, in my view, problematic that you haven't done that yet, because now we have situations where there's meetings that are happening and the public can't find out unless they come to the meeting themselves. And I think it's the least you could do is invest in that audio recorder and just, you know, make an audio record of the meeting. But small towns have been doing this since the 90s. This is, you know, I don't see why we don't deserve the same transparency that other towns have. It's you know, very simple. If you're proud of the work you're doing, if you're proud of what's going on at these meetings, put them on full display. And I would welcome that change personally, because I could, you know, benefit from, if I have to miss a meeting, find out what happened. And, you know, I think that, you know, the parents and the students of the district, the taxpayers and citizens of New Brunswick deserve that. And I hope that you'll consider it, because I'm going to keep bringing it up until it happens. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie, and I would just encourage you to do some research on towns that have it online. I do a lot of consulting to other school districts. You should do some research as to whether people come out, more people come out, or whether there's more conflict in districts. And so just do some research around what's going on that, you know, it doesn't seem to show that a lot more people really see or are more involved. So as I said before, I know you're going to come back and keep talking about it, but, you know, you make it sound like it's wonderful for every local town. Just do some research.
Well,
so,
I
appreciate you coming.
You could do research too.
Yeah, well, I actually have, and that's.
Then please share it.
Yeah,
I'd like to know what you found.
Maybe I'll share it to you privately. It's
Okay.
not part of the board agenda.
Please do. I think transparency is the least we deserve here. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. Any other comments? Hearing none, we hear a motion to accept the consent agenda. Is there a second? Okay. Rich, you want to do the roll call, make a comment?
Yeah, so before we have a motion to approve, I want to point out that we are making a motion to hold resolution AB, A is in apple, B is in boy, for American Reading Company, to have a little bit further detail to bring back to you next month. So the approval of the resolutions holding resolution AB.
Okay. As amended. Roll
So
call.
moved as amended.
Right. Second? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes, abstaining on item F.
Mr. Spencer.
Yes, abstain on the AS.
Ms. Varela.
Yes.
Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Item number 12, the Finance Committee report. Mrs. Patricia Sadowski.
Finance Committee met earlier this afternoon, and I need a motion to accept the Finance Committee report.
Is there a motion? Second? Second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes, abstaining on page 31.
Mr. Spencer.
Yes, abstain on page 6.
Ms. Varela. Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Item number 13, the resolution for closed session. I will read the resolution language and then we'll vote. Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, provides that certain matters of a public body may be discussed in closed session, and whereas the Board of Education intends to discuss matters as follows: personnel matters, matters of attorney-client privilege. Now therefore be it resolved that the aforesaid subject shall be discussed in closed session by this Board of Education and administrative staff, and the minutes of said closed session discussion will be made available to the public when the reasons for non-disclosure in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act no longer exist. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ortiz.
Yes.
Mrs. Sadowski.
Yes.
Ms. Sevilla.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer.
Yes.
Ms. Varela. Dr. Caldwell.
Yes.
We are in closed session.
In closed session.
Thank you.